Our fellow citizens, let me once more start by expressing my solidarity with the Kenyan youth and families who have lost their lives, sustained injuries, been abducted, or whose loved ones are still missing to date following the protests by the young people of Kenya who have been calling for good governance of their country. We are making this address in response to the many phone calls, text messages, social media uproar, and direct requests to us by distressed Kenyans who feel the political class has abandoned them after the recent constitution of a new cabinet by President Ruto. Number one, after suffering for many years because of bad politics, poor governance, corruption, and incompetence in the management of the affairs of their country, the Gen Zs and millennials of Kenya came out in large numbers to exercise their Article 37 rights to assemble, demonstrate, picket, and petition their leaders. In this bold move, they outlined the issues they wanted the president to address to reduce their suffering and to create opportunities for them. After withdrawing the draconian Finance Bill 2024 and dissolving his incompetent cabinet, President Ruto promised that he would engage in an open national dialogue to listen and get the issue at stake with young Kenyans before forming another cabinet. But in a show of contempt to the young people, we saw the president announce and put in place a new cabinet without any consultation with the Gen Zs and millennials of this country. He has since held no dialogue or any engagement to ascertain the problems that led to the recent protests. Fellow Kenyans, before any grass has grown on the fresh graves of our youth recently killed, before people who were badly wounded in the protest have healed, and while so many families are still searching for their loved ones who were abducted by state agents, we have been shocked to see President Ruto return to his default mode of shuttling from one country to another and on working from the top of vehicles, apparently launching invisible government projects. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to send a message to President Ruto in very simple but clear terms as the Gen Zs and millennials of Kenya have sent us to tell him that the young people of Kenya feel you are showing them contempt by ignoring all their issues and reverting to business as usual mode while they are hurting from the burdens imposed on them by the failures of your bad policies. The young people are not happy with the fact that you have refused to offer compensation for the families whose loved ones were shot and killed by the police on the instructions of your agents. The young people are unhappy that you have refused to pay for the medical expenses of the people who were wounded by the police. The Gen Zs and millennials of Kenya are unhappy because you have refused to free the youth who were abducted by the police. And you have refused to drop the trumped-up charges against the peaceful demonstrators who went to the streets to ask for good governance of their country. The young people are shocked that you have refused to drop the new funding model of college and university education, which is forcing them to drop out of college. The young people are asking you to show them the practical steps you are taking to create jobs in Kenya to pull them out of this high unemployment. Mr. President, the young people are asking you to take immediate action to lower the high cost of living that is driving them crazy. The young people of Kenya are asking that you show them the reforms you are proposing to address corruption and looting of government resources by people who are under your direct supervision. They are asking that you show them the reforms you are undertaking to improve the competence and quality of your bureaucracy to enable the government to be responsive in service delivery and development. Mr. President, it is a matter of just a few months and another Finance Bill 2025 will be facing Kenyans again. The young people of Kenya are worried that on March 2025, will find them with no change at all, and they will be forced back to the streets to protest poor governance and poor policies and to reject the Finance Bill 2025. As a youthful leader in this country, together with other youthful leaders and other leaders, we want to appeal to you in a special way that you take your time off the top of your vehicles and sit down with your top advisors, including your new cabinet, and review and change the bad policies that your administration unleashed on Kenyans for the last 2 financial years. Kindly consider the welfare of the children of this country. Please engage the youth in this country and show them that you care for them. Take practical steps to demonstrate that you have the interests of the youth of Kenya at heart before you revert to your default mode of stating in public things that you don't mean and you don't intend. Mr. President, walk the talk. Swing, don't sing. As a Christian, we say you do not do what you say in order to restore the vital trust that should exist between the people and their government. We want to remind you of the words of J.F. Kennedy, that those who make peaceful revolutions impossible make violent revolutions inevitable. Do not tempt the young people of Kenya too much. They have given you a break to reassess your priorities and get things right. They are shocked that you can't get anything right. And lastly, I want to say that should you fail to deliver to Kenyans, there's only one person that I know that will be easily defeated in 2027. Defeating you, Mr. Ruto, in 2027 will be easier than reciting vowels. Any living thing that is capable of locomoting or moving from one place to the other will defeat you in 2027. Even if you take a goat and dress the goat and put it on the ballot, will defeat you in 2027. Thank you and God bless you. Let me take this opportunity to give Mheshimiwa Mudhoni. Sorry, Gadoni, I'm used to my wife's name. She's called Mudhoni. Gadoni wa Mushomba to address you.
I'm happy to hear I'm in good books. I'm in good books in your house.
You're in my heart.
The next preference. Thank you very much, my colleague and friend, Honorable Babu Owino. Mine is to just add weight to what statement we have issued as Team Ground. And I want to be a little bit more assertive on matters life. You all know that we have had very many conflicting reports coming through on how many young people who are protesting in the streets were abducted, how many were killed, how many are still missing, how many cases have been processed by IPOA, and I'm sure you know that no agency is giving us information that is matching with the other. We have had engagement with Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and we have their report here. And the report that this agency is giving us is that they have registered 61 people, young people, who protested and died. And their bodies have been located in many mortuaries in this country, ranging from Narok, Nakuru, City Mortuary, Nairobi, Kakamega, Eldoret, Isebania, Thika, Nanyuki, Eldoret, Kapsabet, Rongo, Kasarani, Embu, Homa Bay, Kisumu, Nyeri PGH, Nyahururu Hospital, Bungoma County Hospital, Kakamega Hospital, Kitengela, Kenyatta National Hospital Mortuary, and Mlolongo, and Kiambu Uplands Funeral Home. Now, according to Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, these people died out of excesses of the Kenyan Police Service. The IPOA, the statutory body that is supposed to be oversighting the activities of the Kenya National Police Service, have indicated that they have picked up their own investigations And according to them, they only have registered 50 people who died, not 61 that we have received from Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. And out of the 50 cases IPOA has registered, they have also registered 19 people who are abducted or reported abducted and missing. But out of all those cases, IPOA has only been able to process 4 files and submitted those files to the DPP. Out of the 4 files, 3 were returned to them because they were not done properly and there was no evidence. They have only been able to successfully submit 1 file. Now, this is my concern and our concern as parents, and I'm sure this is a concern even for many parents who are following us. It cannot be that a country